Please have your attention for Jean-Luc Beguin.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I do see that it's a very nice place. There is always sunny, quite always sunny here in Delft. Welcome. For those of you who don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jean-Luc Beguin, and I'm a member of the executive board of Rijkswaterstaat, with responsibility for a portfolio that includes construction, maintenance, and procurement. It's an honor to be here today, among so many people from different backgrounds who share a common view of the importance of innovation, and who, like me, regard active participation at events like this as a way of helping to shape the infrastructure of the future. An infrastructure on which ever-growing demands are being made by society. Take, for instance, the calls for the reduction of noise levels, even as traffic is becoming busier and heavier. Important developments are emerging, such as truck retooling, self-driving cars, climate change, sustainability, and the Internet of Things. And these will have to be addressed. And that, while less money is being made available, it is a very interesting challenge. There are people today, you, from business, from research institutes, and from government, including municipalities, provinces, and central government. The golden triangle, like we call it. At the beginning of this year, a market vision for the sector was unveiled. In my view, key concepts in that vision are pre-commercial procurement and major stakeholder relationships. I believe that many of you will already be familiar with that vision. Meetings like this are a perfect fit with its intentions. Let's, provided there has been no call for tenders, share our knowledge and experience and discuss our uncertainties. A good dialogue makes us all stronger and helps us strengthen business activity in a strong Netherlands, in a strong Europe, and even in a strong world, given the outreach of the information program. Innovation is an important engine of growth, and perhaps the only one. And in this building, the place to be, I should say, certainly today and also in the future, the Bal Campus, it is the ideal location to conduct a dialogue about pre-commercial procurement. Here at the Bal Campus, the parties already come together to discuss issues such as how to deal with the barrages in the Rivière de Maas and how to tackle the renovation of the bridges in the Netherlands. And now the subject is technical challenges in the infrastructure. Organizing innovation in a multinational context is a challenge, but it's also a logical step. The challenges, a few which I just mentioned, don't stop at the boundaries of a municipality, a province or a country. You can move more quickly alone, but you get further together. Together you can raise more money and assemble more creativity, and so in principle conduct better research. The international character of this meeting is also reflected in the fact that it is a side event of the IELCCA, a 3-day conference here in Delft, devoted to the topic of asset management. Some of you perhaps have attended that conference just around the corner from here. In addition, there will be a presentation this afternoon by the 9 innovation projects in the International Information Program, a program built on intensive transnational cooperation that extends as far as the joint financing. I would like also to express my gratitude for the hospitality of the Bal Campus, our host for today's meeting. Like I said earlier, I also wish to thank the LN Ingenieurs Bouwen Nederland and the OOW network for helping Rijkswaterstaat to plan and organize this event. And now back to infravation. The name says it all. A conflation of infrastructure and innovation. Two extremes, you could say. Innovation is exciting, and infrastructure is perhaps a little boring. Maybe it would be better to say that infrastructure has to be dependable and predictable, because it's one of the foundations of our society. We are assembled here this afternoon to learn more about the innovation projects in the infravation program, but also to formulate ideas and make plans together for a follow-up. I myself am very curious to hear about the details of the projects, what they are intended to deliver, and what ideas there are for the application of the results. Which of them will be most interesting for Rijkswaterstaat and other infrastructure managers, or, as example, for the city of Apeldoorn. When I believe that an innovation only becomes an innovation when it's used. There is no receipt for the application of innovation. There is no checklist of items that you can tick off. Innovation is often accompanied by unexpected events, as I expect you know from your own experience. The development and application of innovations calls for creativity and perseverance from the managers of the infrastructure. They have to accept that things will not always go as planned and that there can be a risk. Then there are also the commercial actors that wish to apply products. They have to decide whether they are willing to invest in the innovative techniques, which means having to assess whether they have market potential. Finally, perseverance is also required on the part of the clients, because adopting new technologies is difficult. 2 employees I don't want on my staff are Mr. Cannot and Mrs. Dare Not. Only on that way can you achieve what you want to achieve with innovation. 2 weeks ago, the Dutch scientist Ben Feringa won the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. I heard him say on television that his research had suffered some severe setbacks. Let that be an example to us all. To press ahead even when the going gets tough. The results can be more than worth it. This afternoon you will be able to learn more about the 9 information projects. And I invited to suggest ideas for disseminating and implementing the results and sharing the knowledge that has been acquired and will be acquired further. And don't worry if you feel overwhelmed by the volume of information. You will get a lot this afternoon. Just exchange business card. You can follow the progress of the projects on Infravation's website, www.infravation.net, where you can also subscribe to its newsletter. Each project has also its own website. In the Netherlands, the Innovation Network, facilitated by CROW, will publicize the results of the projects and support communication between the parties. I therefore expect that far from being an isolated event, this afternoon is just the start of something great. And I hope that a lot of contacts will be made today that will lead to collaboration in the future. This is a phase when we need to hold hands, talk to each other, and cling together, be curious, provide constructive criticism, and think in terms of opportunities rather than risk, which is perhaps our basic instinct. And you can do that during the borrel, during the drink at 4:30. I hope that you will also look for inspiration and will try to provide inspiration for others. Now, what is the challenge in this particular case? At the moment, there is less new infrastructure being built, and tunnels and bridges are coming to the end of their useful life. 2/3 of these objects that are managed by Rijkswaterstaat are more than 30 years old. Maintenance is swallowing a steadily growing share of public funds, which also automatically means that more attention is devoted to maintenance. Rijkswaterstaat is currently engaged in a number of major replacement projects. There has been a renovation program for steel bridges, and more projects are in the pipeline. Many municipalities in the Netherlands and in the North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany appear to face the same problem. So, why not to tackle those problems together? And so was Infravation born. A number of infrastructure managers put their heads together and made a list of the challenges they faced in relation to roads and bridges. A number of member states then raised money, which was topped up with the funding from the EU. The Norwegians, Israelis and Americans have also joined. This international collaboration is exceptional. There is a real common fund. The money genuinely flows across the borders, which does not normally happen with international projects. And the most important challenges being addressed by Infravation are making the performance of infrastructure predictable, extending the useful life of the infrastructure, developing methods for performing routine inspection of infrastructure quickly and without causing damage, keeping fair routes open, safeguarding the performance of infrastructure in any type of weather, reducing energy consumption during construction and maintenance, and reducing the use of raw materials through reuse or recycling. One or most of these challenges is being addressed in each of the 9 projects. Every project is being carried out by the international consortium. The project was selected by a team of international experts from the private sector, research institutes and governments, illustrating the thought that went into the Infravation program. When registration opened, more than 100 of proposals were submitted. The 9 projects were selected after 2 rounds of deliberations. The consortia will introduce themselves shortly this afternoon. But here is the brief overview of the projects. Fastbridge and Surbridge are trying to reduce the life cycle cost of steel bridges. In Seabridge, drones are being used to try to map an existing bridge in a building information model, the so-called BIM model. SHAPE is trying to monitor the strength of the bridge using sound waves. Eclipse is trying to inject microstructure into concrete. When it grows warmer, a phase transition occurs, slowing the heating of the concrete. In the Hill Road, self-repairing asphalt is being developed. In Seacon, salt water is being used in the production of concrete.